Hey guys, welcome to the Powerful Man Show, where we help married businessmen save their marriages without having to talk about it, get unstuck, and gain clarity in their lives. As I like to say, life is too short for average. I'm your host, Doug Holt, with my co host, Tim, the Powerful Man Matthews. Now let's get this started. What's going on, brother?
Very well, yeah. Well, tired now, getting to the end of my day, but yeah, I'm good.
That's great, man. Well, I know you are visiting family right now, still doing this show, which I appreciate. And I know you got family walking in and out in the background. Yet you're still showing up. I mean, it's part of real life, right? You know, I got kids upstairs and in the house running around. And, most of the guys that listen to the show are dads. And all the guys listening to the show have families, right? Whether it be their parents still around or like you're visiting, right? Your hometown where you're from in Leeds. And so, you're an entrepreneur and that's part of the game. Here I am on the West Coast of the United States and you're in the UK and there's a time difference. So you're maintaining your cool, man. Always good to see.
Good. I'm pleased. And I've even been working out whilst I've been here, which is nice.
Good for you. Well, that's always a good thing. Well, Tim, we don't have much time. I know you got a call with a coaching call with some of the guys in the inner circle in a few minutes, but I want to jump into the topic that we talked about briefly in the last podcast. So guys, if you haven't heard the last podcast, what we're talking about is when women, or your wife in particular, is withholding sex from you, right? She's using it as a weapon against you in the marriage. And one of the topics of conversation that came up was, well, how do you make your wife feel sexy? And so we're going to dive into that here real quick on how you can do it. And I'll set the stage here, Tim, and I'll kick it off with you giving the first tip here. But guys, this is one of the most common things that my wife, who's a coach for married women, talks about is woman's desire to be needed and desired, right? Not to use the same word again, but a woman's just internal need to be desired and seen by her man. If she can't be seen by her man in the way that she needs to, she's going to seek that validation outside of the relationship. So Tim, let's kick it off. What can a guy do to make his woman feel desired and sexy?
Hidden motives technique.
There you go. Next. Boom. Yeah. That is the best way, man. It really is by far the best way of doing it. There's no doubt.
Sweet. Next one. We've done tons of podcast episodes on that one. So guys, go back and search them. So I don't think this is the episode for us to dive into the mechanics of that.
Correct.
But that's definitely a great one. Nick, your turn.
Yep. What I call pinging, P-I-N-G, pinging. And I got this actually from a business mentor of mine in my 20s when I started one of my first companies. And what he said is, Pavlov's dogs, right? When you ring the bell, the dogs salivate because, over time, you get the story. I'm not going to go over the whole analogy because everybody knows that story. But catch your wife doing something sexy and comment on it, right? Whatever it may be. Wow, those yoga pants that make your ass look amazing, right? Something along those lines. Or, man, I love it the way your hair blows in the wind. Whatever, guys, wherever you're at in that relationship, go to the extreme that you feel comfortable in. Don't go from 0 to 100, but if you're at 70, push it and get there, but compliment her on her sexiness and do it daily, right? Do it every single day. So in business, my business mentor had a challenge for me and said, ping your staff 5 times a day. Catch them in doing something you want them to do, right? Rather than criticizing them. So it's the same thing with your wife. So at least once a day, compliment her sexiness. Find out something she's doing sexy and just compliment it.
I love that one. Third one, take charge of getting her back into her femininity. So, example, let's say that you have kids and you come in from work and she has been in her sweats all day looking after the kids. Maybe she's got, breast milk on her top or whatever. She's just not feeling very good. She's not feeling very good. And, she's been like that for a few days, maybe. She's tired. Tickled you that one, didn't it? Then take charge of it. Take the kids and say, hey, run her a bath or maybe book her an appointment at the spa, whatever you want to do that she enjoys, that she isn't going to do for herself because she's sacrificing herself and putting her needs last. And she may have said she's going to do some things and maybe she isn't. Take the lead on it. Book that thing for her. Make the appointment. Take care of the kids and make it so that all of her concerns would be taken care of, i.e. with the kids or with the house, whatever it is. So she can go and enjoy that experience stress-free. And use those 3 key words. I've got this. And that will that ought to give her a lot of confidence so she can relax and go enjoy it.
Love it. Love it. Another thing you guys can do, right, is do something active with her, right? Do something that's going to allow her to feel more active. And I'm going to couple this with, when you're taking care of your leadership role, whether it be food or anything else, is allow her to start make it easier for her to make healthy choices, right? So a lot of times we've heard this from a lot of guys, and I've heard it from a lot of women in my past owning a high-level fitness studio, is they just want to feel like they're on the road to being sexier, right? Everybody feels frumpy if you're sitting around your sweats, you ate pizza last night, drank beer or, nachos or whatever it is. That was what I did. And not really, but then you just don't feel yourself. You don't feel as sexy, right? It's shitty food. It's going to mess with your chemistry, right? Your biochemistry in your body. It's just not going to make you feel as sexy. You feel fat, inflamed, et cetera, et cetera. So take that out of the equation, make her feel as if she's moving her body. Well, make her move her body. She feels that the movement of the body. You're going to have a couple other things that are happening, right? Emotion. You're going to move emotions through her. But when she feels like she's going to be getting on the track to looking sexier, she's going to be sexier.
I love that one. Date nights, I'd say, as well. Whatever form that takes, whether you guys stay in, but take the lead on it. Again, now this one can involve both of you guys. So, Doug, you did this recently. You realized that babysitters were the problem, so you interviewed and hired 3. That way, the one that turned up, all 3 don't turn up at the same time, guys, but you got 2 backups, right? So take the lead in it. Get all the stresses taken care of. Find the babysitter. Find the restaurant. Maybe make it the restaurant that she loves to go to. Pick her out something to wear, or give her some cash to go get something she loves, and just take charge with it and make it a really great evening. That's a lot about her, but also dress up well. Like, you dress up well. Make sure you're working out. You look good. Have your hair done. And that's by default going to make her feel sexier because she's going to be around and remembering why she was attracted to you in the first place.
Love it. Next thing you can do, guys, is compliment her publicly, right? So compliment her as your woman publicly. So Facebook, Instagram, those are easy ways of doing it. You can do it via text messages on a text message chain with friends, but doing it in a place where she, in front of her peers, is seen as valued and desired is big. It's big, big, big. We talked about this with dopamine and serotonin in a previous podcast, but you're going to release chemicals in her brain that neurologically are going to allow her to feel better about herself, which in part makes her feel sexier.
The clean slate letter.
Pulling
That's
out
a great one.
The triadic connection. I love it. Yep, it is.
Yeah, the triadic connection. Yeah. One of the pieces is a clean slate method. The reason why that will make it feel sexier is because within the process of you writing and delivering that, there's a lot of vulnerability that you will express, but coming from a very strong place. And there's a lot of ownership that you will take. And also in the process, you'll be seeing her a great deal and how the impact of your action, how the impact that your actions might have had on her as well. Which is very, important.
Love it. Love it. And without just throwing a myriad of things out here, Tim, over and over again, what I want to go back and emphasize, guys, is I would almost say that so far these are in order, right? In order of the degree that they're going to work. And so, in my opinion, if you're going, man, I just need to start somewhere, start with the hidden motives technique. Second one, start with pinging, right? Right. Do those little things, those two. Even if you just start with those two, that's good. Right. That's where you want to go. Once you've nailed down those, start going with the other things like date night and et cetera. I think that's going to be really important. Now, of course, you can try to do them all, but it's like exercising, right? You got to start with the basics and get those mastered first. The last one that I'm going to throw on the table, and I'm respectful of your time, Tim, because I know you have a conversation coming up with a bunch of great guys, is really looking out and making sure that you're activated, right? We talk about this, the deactivated versus activated, the nice guy syndrome versus the benevolent alpha, right? And why this helps your wife feel sexy is that she knows you've got stuff. An activated benevolent alpha man, right? What we call the powerful man, that gentleman is able to take control of things, which thus allows her to slip more into her femininity. And if she as a woman is able to essentially be with a guy, right? Her man is a man that's an alpha male, that's a powerful man. What does that say about her, right? It says a lot of great things about her. And that's going to make her feel sexier. That's going to make her want to have sex a lot more too, because she is going to be with you. But guys, you want to start with those first two, but you got to be activated, right? You got to be in that activated state. You can't be in deer mode. I know a lot of you guys are trying to get out of deer mode. You slip back into it, get it, right? It's the way we were trained as boys and coming up as men, just didn't know any better. But this works because, right, when you're activated, she knows she's got a man, right? It's going to end a lot of arguments and things that are coming out of there, right? Imagine having just a leader, like a real leader in the relationship. She's not going to question a lot of things. She's going to trust you. And when she trusts you, she can slip into her femininity. And this is where you can use the hidden motives technique. And you can use pinging her, right? Talking about her ass looking good in those yoga pants or whatever it is for you. That's where these things add up and really pay dividends over time.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and then we're in order because obviously we ran down the ones that were most prominent in our minds. So I love that you picked that out. Certainly in order.
Yes. Gentlemen, the key here is taking action, right? A sexy woman, a woman who feels sexy, gosh, that's just awesome, right? All of us want our wives to look at us with admiration, respect. And when she's feeling sexy about herself and she's able to take that sexual energy and turn it towards you, her man, life is good, right? Everything seems to be better in the world when this is happening. So guys, whatever you do, take some action. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do is go over to the Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group. It's a private community, meaning just people can't even see that you're in this group, right? You can only see it. And there's about 2,000 business owners in there, right? Who are all married or separated, depending on their situation, but they're all in there working together, right? Working together to get through there. And I want to know which one you're using and how it works for you. So get over there, let me know. You can tag myself, tag Tim in that message, but go ahead and put a post in there and share how it's working for you. We'd love to see it. In the meantime, guys, whatever you do, take massive action. That's the key here to being a powerful man, to being an activated man. And we'll see you next time on the Powerful Man Show. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this episode. But as I always say, in the moment of insight, take massive action. You see, there are two types of men that listen to a podcast like this. Those that go on from one podcast or show to another, just hoping things are going to change and realizing that they're going to be in the same place month after month, year after year. You see, I was this guy, so I completely get it. You may just not be ready. But there's also a second man that listens to a show just like this. And this is a guy who takes massive action so they can shorten the learning curve, compress time, and get results to be the wolf. See, wolf is an acronym for wise, open, loving, and fierce. Now, ask yourself, which one am I? And just be honest with yourself there. And there's no judgment on my end, but if you're ready to move From deactivated deer mode, which is defend, excuse, explain, react, to activated wolf, wise, open, loving, and fierce, then go over to thepowerfulman.com/grow and go there now. In fact, I'll make it super easy for you. I will even put the link right in the description here so you can just click it and go over there now to learn more. Guys, in the moment of insight, take massive action. Go from deactivated to activated, because like I said, life is too short for average. And I'll see you on the next episode.